Hello guys, this is your girl Angel. I am back at it again. So how is everybody doing? Guys, do you love my earrings? Look right here, guys. I am selling these earrings. They are only $6. If you are in the USA, I can ship them to you. Just let me know. Back to the topic. So today I was going to talk about faith. Faith. See, the foolishness of God is foolishness in the eyes of men. A lot of things that happened in the Bible, the testimonies, the valley of the dry bones, or God, the people going around the wall of Jericho 7 times singing and praising God, or Jehoshaphat in the Bible who did not know what to do at battle line, but God spoke to him and said, "You need to begin to praise me." And when Jehoshaphat began to praise the Lord, you know, his enemies began to fight amongst themselves. The power of praise, the power of faith. He believed that when God spoke and he says, "Do this," it was going to happen, and it did happen. Or when Sarah, who was so old and she knew that, oh my God, at this point it's game over for me, but God allowed her to conceive at old age. It's not it is very stupid in the eyes of man, but it is very wise in the eyes of God. Look, when men look at you right now, because you are believing in your God and they are laughing at you, "Oh my God, she or he is very stupid. How can she or he believe in ABCD? Look at their life. There is nothing that is showing." For example, you are not even pregnant, or you are not married, or you don't even have a job, your business is not even going anywhere, etc., etc. So many things that people say, all those negative things that they say to you. But you know what you need to do? You need to stand firm and stand on what you believe, and that is the word. Faith has been that one pillar that has helped believers to grow. If you do not have faith, then what's the point? Even when you are in a relationship with somebody, you need to be able to have some kind of faith in them, and they need to be able to have some kind of faith in you. Some kind of faith, some kind of trust between you two, so that you guys are able to establish a healthy relationship, communication, and all those things that are required in a relationship. Things like that. But you need to stand on your faith, even if it sounds ridiculous. Just stand on it. It looks stupid when Sarah didn't have a child and the angel appeared to her and said, "You are gonna have a child." It was so stupid. Like, what is this? What are you talking about? I'm old, I can't have a child. But you know what? God uses stupid situations to publicly announce you to the world. You might not have any tangible results showing right now, because it is just not your time. Every single thing on this earth has time. If we look at Samson, is it Samson? Samson met Delilah, and every single time he would say, "The reason why I have strength is because of ABCD," and every single time Delilah would try that trick and it would not work. But one time he fell in the arms of Delilah, and he told Delilah the truth, and they cut his hair. And when the Philistines came upon him, this time around he was not able to have that strength. You know what? The Philistines tortured that man, and he was in that jail. And he still prayed. He still believed in his God. He was blinded. They blinded his eyes. He could not see. But you know what? Because he believed in his God, because he still believed in his God, and he still had faith that his God was still going to be able to do all things for him, just like he did for him in the previous times. And to tell you the truth, Samson killed more Philistines in the time when he was in that jail, when he was taken out to stand right next to a pillar. He killed more Philistines than when he had his eyesight. What's that supposed to mean? How is that supposed to be a good explanation? That's to show you that it's ridiculous situations that bring the best outcome. Just because today they call you barren, they call you all kinds of names, and they say you are not gonna have a child, you are not gonna do this, does not mean it's not gonna happen. Just because they say, oh no, you are considered your life is useless. People say all kinds of nasty things, but you need to stand on your faith. Even when people mock you, I have been mocked before. I was mocked. I remember the time when I got my passport before I came before I traveled. I got my passport before I ever traveled to any nation, before I ever knew that I was going to go to any nation. I got that passport, and I would tell my friends, I got my passport. They would ask me, are you going to travel to anywhere? I said, no, I'm not traveling. And they say, why do you have a passport? You need to prepare your mind for what you want to see in life. Greatness that does not just happen. If you want to travel in life, you need to get a passport. Prepare yourself. At least you are testing your faith to see that God is going to come through for you. It might not be in 1 year, it might not be in 2 years, but it would definitely happen. The things of God take time, but even though they take time, when they come to pass, they are unbelievable, they are extraordinary, they are great, it's crazy. It's like you cannot believe that this thing is from God. Like, how did I get so lucky? You see a prostitute, you will see them, they will judge them. Oh, this woman is a prostitute. She just sleeps with men to do ABCD. That prostitute, God will give her a husband who will love her. And there are women out there who are not even prostitutes, but they don't have husbands. Because God is not a mocker of man. God picks a person not because of how they look on the outside. God picks people because of the heart that they have inside them. Not because they have PhD or degree, or because they are the best YouTuber, or because they have a large following on Facebook. It has nothing to do with that. When God wants to bless you, he will bless you regardless of who believes in you, regardless of who trusts in you, regardless, he will just bless you. It's everything with God happens in his time. But the thing with us people is we want things to happen right there and then. It's like you want popcorn blessing. When you put popcorns in cooking oil, the ones that you pop in cooking oil, it's so quick. Before you know it, you have popcorns in the pot, or the ones that you put in the microwave, however that you prepare your popcorns, depending on what type of popcorns you have. It's so quickly, before you know it, you have popcorn. Those are the type of things people want. They want God to do popcorn blessing. Like, hey, because I want this right now, God, give it to me now. And though it will not happen like that, it has never happened. It will not happen like that. You have to be patient. And I know that in trying to be patient, and in being patient, not trying to be patient, but in being patient, you will be tested. So many things will test you. Everything around you will not make sense. Everything around you will not go well. Everything around you it will be senseless. It's like question mark after question mark. You'll be asking yourself questions. It's like, God, what is all this? But you know what? In spite of all those tests, I know that God will not give you a test that you cannot handle. Every test that you come across, I believe that you can handle it, and that's why God gives you those tests. And when you pass those tests, you find that you go to the next stage. Every stage of life, no matter you are in you have thousands of dollars, or you have $1 million, or you have $1 billion, every stage of your success, every stage of your growth, every stage of any type of growth in your life, you will be tested. Life is not easy. The journey of life is not easy. But you will stand by faith. The just shall live by faith. Do not live by the standards of this earth. Things people work for and they die today. Do they bury anybody with a Lamborghini? Do they bury anybody with a beautiful house that they lavished or built? Do they bury anybody with all those fancy things that they bought, the shoes, the Louis Vuitton? Nobody is buried with the things that they worked hard Things are just things. Not to say wealth is bad, not to say money is bad. All those things are good. But you need to stand on your faith. Know that things will come. Things are just like air. Today you will have it. Tomorrow it's gone. You might have a home today. What if there's a flood and you don't have insurance? Like over here, you have to have insurance and you have no insurance to cover your house. That means you've lost everything. You know? Your heart should not be so focused on my house, my husband, my children. Focus your heart on the Lord. Focus your faith on the things of God. If you are blessed now, what is your motive for God to bless you? Is it just because it has to gain, it has a lot for you to gain and not for anybody else to gain? The reason why so many people are not blessed in life is because God sees the heart. And as long as your heart is not ready and prepared, you keep staying on the same level. But thank God that God is a gracious God. He will bless you in your own in the level that you are, because he knows that this level of blessing, I know if I give this blessing to this person, because they like, it's all about me, this will be good enough for them. But God blesses people more, some other people more, because they have the heart for other people. So if you had money today, what is your motive? Why do you want to be blessed? Why do you want to have children? Why do you want to have a husband? What is your motive behind wanting that blessing? You need to have a right heart. That is why even when God is speaking a person, selecting somebody, it is the heart that he checks. If your heart is not right, God does not do that. You can have all the qualifications in the world, and they will pick ordinary person who has no qualification. And you'll be questioning yourself, but I had my qualifications and they only picked that person. Favor is unfair. It will pick anybody. Even the madman you see in the streets, and you say, oh, that guy is crazy. God can pick that person and make him normal, and he will use that person to be a blessing to many. So when you have it in your life, never forget your faith. Stand on your faith. Stand on your faith. And, don't mock other people because they have faith and you don't have it. They have faith. That is their faith. If you laugh, that is your own business. If they choose to believe they are pregnant, if they choose to believe they are going to get married, if they choose to believe that they will have children, how is it your business? Let them believe. Foolishly they will believe, because the foolishness of God is foolishness in the eyes of man. So guys, that is all I wanted to talk to you guys about. I hope the words that I have spoken have blessed somebody and will be a blessing to somebody out there. I hope you stand on your faith. I hope you will be like the just man who lives by faith. The just shall live by faith. Thank you guys. Bye-bye.